Page 27, Carefree John. There's nothing new being added here, but we are using things we've used before. You notice there's a sharp sign. We've got to be aware of that. So let's go through the routine for learning a piece of music and see what we end up with. It's 2 lines long. It will be longer than that because of the repeat sign, but as far as the music goes, there's only 2 lines to deal with. Treble and bass clef signs, 4/4 signature. I see quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes, and whole notes. We got all that before, and there is a sharp sign in there. Right hand first. Let's make sure we get that. The 3rd finger on E, so we're here. And it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The 8th notes, 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the F sharp, 4th finger's on F, so I'm going to use it on the F sharp. Just long enough there. The hand position is here. I'm just moving it long enough to play the note. That's it. And that's pretty much the right hand for the most part. Left hand, you're starting little finger here, then put your hand here. You don't need any of these other finger numbers. Just read the notes. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 3rd measure. Got a lot going on in the left hand, so I'll try and put the hands together. And when I first put the hands together, I usually hesitate all over. I don't care. I just want to know which fingers are working together, sort of. And it's here. These are together. And then these are together. And then these are together. Here, here, and then look out here. These and here. Work out the hands together, and then I go back over it a few hundred times or whatever and slowly work out the hesitations. So it's a steady beat. And here again, I need to be able to play this without looking at the keyboard. So I'm feeling, even that F sharp, I want to feel where that black key is without having to look at it. You have to look at first, that's fine, but you want to get to where you don't. Once I can do that, then I add in the articulation. And here we have the slurs in the right hand. Or it's phrases, excuse me. We haven't had slurs yet, have we? There's an accent on that. Just play a little louder. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They don't show any articulation for the left hand, so it's up to you. You can do anything you want. I could disconnect them if I wanted to. Disconnect them. My choice. Doesn't say anything in the music. However, I'm suggesting go ahead and connect them. That's what you do first anyway. The not connecting or whatever, that comes with the interpretive part where you're experimenting with the music and trying out different things to see what you like. Yeah. Now you do have an accent in the left hand here. And I'll explain why in a minute. Now keep in mind the phrasing, we're going to lift up between the phrases. Now at the end of the 2nd line, when you repeat, you have to lift up. There's a quarter note, or quarter rest. But at the end of the 1st line, make sure there's a little silence between the 1st and 2nd line. So we're at the end of the 1st line, we're here. Lift up, like taking a breath. Don't connect that. No, lift up, a little silent. So it's a new phrase. And then the dynamics. The F at the beginning is forte, which is loud, and that's the melody, which is the right hand. Left hand needs to be in the background. How much background? Don't care, just background. And if you're struggling with this, playing one hand louder than the other, exaggerate it. Play the right hand really loud, heavy, really heavy, and play the left hand really light, very soft. How soft can you play it? Just very little weight. There. At the same time. See, I can hardly hear the left hand at all. I'm exaggerating it. Once you get an idea of that feeling, then you can tone it down a little bit, like what they have. Now, at the end, the last measure of the 1st line, accents in the right hand, and then the left hand. That's because that last note in the left hand is melody. See the curved line goes all the way to it? It's melody. The melody went from one staff to the other. Now, different publishers will indicate this differently. Some, like this one, don't really give you any clues at all, except it has an accent. You say, why does that have an accent? There's no reason for it, except it's melody. And why does the phrase mark go all the way to that, to include it? Again, it's melody. So it's here. All of that is melody. So that one note is played as though the right hand did it. And because it's an accent, it's a very loud note. So you're playing soft and then very loud. Just light and then heavy. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. Now when you let the wrist collapse, don't be doing a whole lot of it. That's crazy. Just a little bit here. The second line is soft. The left hand is very soft. Then the speed, happily. Happily is not a speed, it's a mood. But a lot of times in music, they don't tell you the speed. They tell you the mood of the piece. And from there, you interpret the speed. You be happy. And that's an order. Just be happy. Don't copy me, please. You play it. You get into it. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but you want to feel these as you're playing it. Anyway, once you can play the notes and rhythms okay with no hesitations, then come back to the video and let's play it together very slowly and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. Now we're not performing it, we're just checking notes and rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts. I'm not doing the louds and softs. I'll do the accents, I'll just play them a little louder. And I'll do the phrasing, but no louds and softs. And we will repeat it because it has a repeat sign, so we play it twice. 1, 2, ready, go. Repeat.